Welcome everybody to another video of Vinyl Addict. This is Chili, and today I'm going to rank 12 of my top favorite partnerships in rock and roll. Now before I get into this, please don't forget to hit the like button, comment on this video, share this video, and if you still haven't, please subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell for updates. So now let's get into this. So my first choice for partnerships in rock and roll, and when I mean that, I'm talking about singers and guitar players in a rock band that just work really well and write great songs and perform really good. So my first choice, my first pick is System of a Down's Daron and Serj. So here they are right here, and these guys write some great songs together, and they have like around 5 albums. They're kind of on hiatus right now, but hopefully they'll get back together soon. So that's my number 12. My number 11 is Scott Stapp and Mark Tremonti of Creed. Now they got a harder edge as well now, very metal. Mark Tremonti is, a disciple of thrash metal, and with the vocal stylings of Scott Stapp, the rock and roll kind of, he's into Jim Morrison, Def Leppard, U2. He's kind of well-rounded with just rock singers. It makes a very good mix, and so these two are, how can I put it, they make a unique sound together because of those elements. And so there's Creed. Now number 10, this writing partnership is Johnny Marr and Morrisey of the band The Smiths, and that's them right there. Now these two and this band will not get back together again. They started in around 82 to 87 is how long they lasted. Unfortunately, the falling out was regarding royalties, and they really were a game changer as far as alternative rock is concerned. They refused to use synthesizers and keyboards and just kept it with a post-punk / 60s rock sound, and great band, The Smiths. Now we're heading into the number 9, and this is a great partnership here of Richie Blackmore and Ronnie James Dio. Now, after Richie Blackmore left Deep Purple, he was, not satisfied with how the direction was heading, and wanted to start a rock band where he could write about medieval music. And who else but to have Dio as the vocalist and writing partner to help his vision. And that's the one thing about this band, and when partnerships really work well, is when both parties are on the same page. And for that, they had songs like Temple of the King, Man on the Silver Mountain, Gates of Babylon, Lady of the Lake, Stargazer. The list goes on. Now, Richie decided to go down the pop direction and just wanted to write lovey-dovey pop songs and whatnot, and Dio was against that, and they parted ways. So, but we have these 3 albums with them: Richie Blackmore's Rainbow, Rainbow Rising, and Long Live Rock and Roll, as a testament. Now, number 8, I have The Cult, and here we have again Astbury and Duffy. Great writing partnership here. And this band has gone through so many different directions, and these two have been adamant about that. They, sometimes when bands just have musical differences, they seem to be wanting to tread in different places at the same time. And if they do have differences, they'll have side projects where they could express that. That type of music or that type of art, whether it be like with Ian Astbury, the Holy Barbarians, and Billy Duffy would, he started a band with Mike Peters from The Alarm, and that was Color Sound. But when they get back together, whatever direction they choose, they're on it, and they write some great songs. So that's Astbury and Duffy is my number 8. Number 7 is Billy Idol. Now, he's a solo artist, but he always has his collaborator, which is Steve Stevens, his lead guitarist, and they've written great songs together. He puts them on the album cover, because those two together, unstoppable. Billy Idol. And so comes number 6, Jerry Cantrell and Lane Staley from Allison Chains. Now, these guys have a chemistry on stage when they performed. It was the harmonies that these two brought out. I mean, you watched the last performance with them on Unplugged. They're singing the song Brother, and the whole band cuts out, and it's just their two voices harmonized singing. It was absolutely amazing and greatly missed. Great, partnership here with Staley and Cantrell, Allison Chains. Now we're heading to my top 5. And speaking of brothers, we got Brothers of a Feather. We're Chris and Rich Robinson of the Black Crowes. Now, these guys are pretty much born into this partnership. And whenever they have their side projects or whatnot, and yes, they write some great material, but together, that is what people want. And number 5 is no exception to that. If you ever get a chance to listen to this album, where they cover Black Crow songs, they have separate solo songs that they bring, and they both do it as a duo, and they also do cover songs of songs that they loved growing up and everything, whatnot. So, Black Crowes, Chris and Rich Robinson. Now, number 4, David Bowie and Mick Ronson. Now, these guys were together for I believe 5 albums, and when they got to the whole Ziggy Stardust and the band that he had there, the Spiders from Mars. Now, this is just a whole character that David Bowie created, and even off stage, he would be this persona and do interviews with this character, and all the other guys in the band got into this character as well, and they made the greatest albums together with Mick and David Bowie. So that is my number 4 choice. My number 3 choice is the Toxic Twins. That's Perry and Tyler from Aerosmith. Now, obviously, when Joe Perry was not presently all there in the late 70s with albums such as Rockin' a Hard Place and Done with Mirrors. I mean, they had Ghost Players come in. It may say Joe Perry on the album sleeve and whatnot, but he wasn't there. And also we had the Joe Perry Project, and it's just not the same. But then, they get together, and everything is amazing. And it took a Run DMC cover of their song Walk This Way to bring these guys back to life, and good for them, because the world needed more Aerosmith. Now, number 2, I have Led Zeppelin, Page and Plant, and they've also had solo stuff in the 90s. They made albums together. Jimmy Page would guest on his album, Now and Then. They do Heaven Knows. But when these two get together, they write songs like Stairway to Heaven. So what could you say about that? Page and Plant. So now, before I get to my number 1, just some, notable mentions. Okay, so I had, 12 today, but, there was a lot of other ones that, I was considering. There's Bon Jovi and Richie Sambora. That's a great partnership there. Some may say Axl Rose and Slash, who was a good pairing, or even the Gallagher brothers, but you know, Oasis, great. Lou Gramm and Mick Jones, Foreigner. Well, look at the songs they've written together. Cold as Ice, Hot Blooded, you know, Jukebox Hero. So if there's any more, please give me a comment below. I have ones that you think that should be on here. And I'm going to leave it off with this for my number one. Of course, the cover says it all. Okay, so you got Jagger and Richards, you know, 60 years of writing together, collaborating with music, and then performances. They've been through all kinds of bad performances, good performances, and they're still out there today. So that is my number one. So Jagger and Richards. So we have number 12, Serj and Daron from System of a Down. 11, Stapp and Tremonti from Creed. Number 10 was Morrisey and Johnny Marr. The Smiths. Number 9 is Blackmore Dio. Rainbow, Astbury and Duffy. Number 8 from The Cult. Number 7 is Billy Idol and Steve Stevens. Number 6 was Cantrell and Staley. Number 5 is the Brothers Robinson and Black Crowes. Number 4 was Bowie and Ronson. Number 3 was Tyler and Perry. Aerosmith. 2 was Page and Plant. And of course, number 1, the Glimmer Twins. So that is the video today. And please hit the like button, comment below, and don't forget to subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next video.